guys, Trey here, back for another video. And so I know that's my last video. I said it was my last video, but I thought about it for a little bit, and I thought, man, you know, I've worked hard for this, and so I decided to not delete my channel, and so I have picked up on this game, which is Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. I am a big car guy. My dad's a mechanic, and that's more than likely what I'm going to be. I know a lot about cars, or I don't know everything about cars. Mostly American, because you know I'm American, so I don't know a lot about imports. But anyway, that's not the point. So this series, if I do decide to do more than one video of this game, will probably be about restoring old cars. Because, I mean, I know this is supposed to be a mechanic game, and, you know, as you see, I have orders here and stuff. But I don't really want to do them, though. I prefer to work on my own car and restore old plastic muscle cars instead of work on, you know, other people's cars and stuff. So, if we just go into my garage real quick here, I have a couple cars that I've been meaning to restore, and so we're going to pick one this episode and restore it. So yeah, like I said, I have a few cars here that are already restored, but you know, it's what it is. So if this will hurry up and load. So, as you can see, here's one that I need to restore. I haven't worked on it. It is a Plymouth Roadrunner 426 Hemi. Factory engine power 425. A lot of stuff missing here. It's missing half or more of the engine. But yeah, here's an old Cuda that I restored. Cuda 426 Hemi. Looks really good. Interior looks good. Started up. Now there are DLCs in this game, but there are also mods in this game. So you can see up here it says DLC. If we take a look at this is a mod. This is a 69 Chevrolet Nova that I restored. Now, if any car guys are watching this, you may say that there are only Ford engines in this game, and I will agree with you, because GM engines have the ignition distributed up front. That's what that is with the wires and stuff. But yeah, this also looks really good. I love Novas. I always have. They're awesome. They're just awesome cars. I have a 76 Nova that we're working on right now. And if you look at all my license plates on almost all my cars, they'll say that West Virginia, because that's where I'm from. And so, you know, pride in West Virginia. This is my pride and joy right here. 1970 Chevelle. Now this, funny enough, has a Hemi engine in it, but interior, real good. There's the license plate again, and it's also on this one. Here's a wild Camaro that I restored. Chevrolet Camaro SS Raid. That's what this thing's called. Yes, it is supercharged. V8 2-carb OHV supercharged, 963 horsepower. Very, very big engine. Interior looks good. There's that supercharger. But yeah, this is cool. Man, I wish I had the 01 and the I wish I had the 01 but yeah, obviously here is the closest thing to generally as you're gonna get. It has the it has V8 OHV mag. Obviously the Hemi orange paint. Sounds like a monster. There's that. Here is a drag car that I restored. As you can see, it's supercharged. It is a 69 Chevelle SS V8 DOHC supercharged. 1,452 horsepower. It's fast. It's very fast. It says SS396 on there. That is definitely not a 396. Here's just an old Plymouth GTX. I bought this. Yeah, because I like GTXs. Like GTXs, there was a GTX in Fast and Furious 8, the newest one out. Has the OHV Hemi, 742 horsepower. If you look and see, I'm sure you can tell that some of those are performance parts, such as the ignition wires and the ignition distributors, stuff like that. There are performance parts in this game, but obviously, when you're finished restoring it and such, make it go faster than just a stock engine would do. Here is also another drag car. It is, some of the stuff glitches out, but 69 Chevy Nova Pro Street V8 DOHC supercharged, 1,450 horsepower. Very, very cool car. This was really fun to work on, actually. And then here is a 90 Camaro IROC Z. I have always loved IROC Zs. I believe they're third generation Camaros, so what they're called. As you can see, I have not restored this one. I put a paint job on it, and I believe frame condition, interior condition. So I welded on it and put a paint job on it, but that's it. Oh, and also restored the interior, but that's all. So yeah, it's either between this IROC Z or that Roadrunner, and it took me a second to decide, but this thing needs it more. Frame condition, 21% interior condition, 15. So yeah, this thing needs it more. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the garage. This ought to be fun. I love restoring cars. I love working on cars, stuff like that. So, I'm always excited to work on a car or whatever. The Hemis, because this is a Hemi 426, they came stock with 425 horsepower, I believe. And if I talk car a lot, which I probably will because I know about cars, so if you don't know a lot about cars, hopefully watching me play this game will teach you a little bit about cars. But, yeah. I believe all of the Hemi cars have this. I believe all of the Hemi cars have this chain on it. So first, before we do anything else, we are going to have to take the drive shaft off. And actually, hold on a second. Let me turn my game down real quick. So this ought to be, you ought to be able to hear me a little bit better now. Gearbox VOHV or VOHVF. You have to take, in order to get the engine block out, you have to take that off. You have to take the drive shaft and that off. I'll go ahead and get the welder and the interior detailing kit over there. We'll also take the battery out, the radiator out, and the brake servo out. We can put the battery on charge. No, it's not that one, it's this one. Recharge that, that's good. We already have a charged battery apparently. The welder, there you go. Looks much better. Take that off. Rear bumper, I think that's everything we can take off, I believe. Steering wheel, oh yeah, we have to do the steering wheel, that is the interior disassemble. Just take that out, there you go. So yeah, we'll do that, and then the interior detailing kit looks much better. And if we do that, the car says you can see frame condition 100 and interior condition is now 100. So yeah, there's that. We'll go ahead and move that back over there, and then we will get the engine crane. Take this, pull that out, and we'll put this on the engine stand. And there's not a lot of engine left. Wow, this thing was completely either stripped or just wasn't well maintained. I mean, obviously it wasn't well maintained, but so I don't know if you actually have to do this or not, but I just do it. I will go buy a block first before taking this block out. And there we go. There's the whole new block and everything, and this looks so much better. So this is VOHVC, so most of these will probably be VOHVC parts. V8OHVC parts, I cannot talk. So, camshaft, ignition distributor, oil filter, ignition coil, crankshaft, we need pistons, fuel filter, we need a flywheel, clutch plate, stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and buy all that. Some of this stuff that we buy will be performance parts. I like doing performance parts, obviously, because it makes it faster in the end build. We're going to need rod caps for the pistons. We're also going to need rings for the pistons. I'm not going to buy rings just yet because I'm kind of curious to see here. We'll go ahead and get us a oil filter and that. What else can we get? I don't think here. Performance parts, yeah. So we need camshaft, which will be VOHVC. We need clutch plate, clutch pressure plates. We need ignition coil, ignition distributor cap, ignition distributor rotor. I'm not sure which wires it takes, so before I buy wires I'm going to see. But yeah, we'll just use what we have for now. Put a cam in there, put a crank in there, ignition coil, ignition distributor rotor, ignition distributor cap, oil filter. Now it takes piston with con rod VOHVC. Okay, that's good to know because I didn't want to buy the wrong pistons. So we're going to go rings VOHVC, buy 8 rings, and then we're going to go here and buy these. And yeah, I know that I could restore these. I could make them, you know, I could restore what I took off of the car, like what I took out of the engine, but it's still like there wouldn't be much to restore though, because I didn't take much off the engine. So in my case, I just find it better to buy all brand new parts, mostly because I have the money to. But yeah. So engine head V8 OHVH. So we'll look at a set of heads real quick. That and that. So we're going to put these on here. And of course, all of these performance parts will, you know, be will make the car go first in the end result. OHVH manifolds, intake manifold, OHVH. Let's see here. Intake manifold. I don't believe they have one. Oh, no, they do. Okay. There's that, and then we'll look at, we'll just type in manifold, now we'll show us the exhaust. I need 2 of these. We also need spark plugs. 8 of those. We'll go here and buy it's push rods is what they're called. I don't know which one. I don't know what they take. What is it? It's OHVF. So we need probably 16 of these. That's what every other normal V8 engine has, is 16. We'll put this exhaust on. Now I wish you could leave it just like this. What they call that is open headers, where you just leave, like there's no exhaust after that. That is just the exhaust. But you can't do that, sadly. I mean, some mods probably have it like that, but none have I seen where it runs on open headers. Plus, it wouldn't be like, I don't know if it'd be loud enough or not, because, you know, this is the way I look at it. If you're driving a classic car that you can actually hear over the engine, then you're not driving a classic car. I know that's dumb, but that's the way I look at it. So we'll get these spark plugs in here. We'll get these push rods in here. And I don't know how you guys want me to do this. Would you rather me do what I'm doing right now and like talk to you through this whole thing, or do a time lapse build of me doing it? I honestly don't care. I mean, I'll do either. I think it's cooler to talk to you guys about this stuff, maybe educate you. But if my voice is just too dang annoying, then I can do a time lapse build of the engine and time lapse build of the car and just, you know, restore it. So get these carburetors here, air filtered base OHVH, engine head cover there. We'll get these rocker arms in here. I love dealing with these rocker arms more because it's I don't know exactly what they call them. I think they call them strip arms, or strip rocker arms or something like that. I don't know the exact terminology for them, but basically, you know, they're in a strip like that, and instead you don't have to install each and every individual rocker arm. Because they do have engines like that with rocker arms like that, where each each push rod you install, you also have to put in a rocker arm and you have to screw it in. And because there's 16 push rods, you have to install you have to install 16 rock arms separately, and that really sucks. But it's what it is, I guess. We need a cam gear, probably be that. We need a timing cover, which will be that. Timing chain will probably be that. What else do I need? I know I know something else. I forgot at this point though. Oh, there's a head cover thing. We'll get this on, we'll get this on, we'll get this on. We'll get this crankshaft pulley on. Water pump, OHVC, we need the head cover, and we need the air filter base. So, filter base, it was OHVH. We need the water pump, and we needed something else, but I don't remember it though. Oh, it was the heads. Head covers. Head cover. Mention head cover A and head cover B. So we'll get the water pump on. Yeah, we need the arms. Water pump fully. The Hemi engines are cool to work on, but they also kind of suck at the same time. Air filter base. I need an air filter. OHVH. It's been a while since I've worked on a Hemi engine, actually. I don't believe I've ever actually worked on a Hemi engine. So they are the OHVH wires. Before we do that, I'm going to have to keep the clips because there are two little clips that go on the ignition distributor, and they're so hard for me to remember, so I'm just gonna get it right now while I can. The wires, I need a filter, OHVH filter, I need a filter cover, obviously. Filter cover, OHVH. They got the water pump pulley. Alternator I6. Power steering pump. Let's get this on here. And let's get this on here. Okay, that's good. Let's get the ignition wires in there. Put B. There's also one on this side. I mean, you can see how easy it would be to forget. I need a fuel filter. I also need the timing stuff. I could have swore I bought a flywheel. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Well, while we're at that, let's buy that. So apparently I need to buy a flywheel. Did I buy? I don't remember, honestly. There's that. Oh, I bought PS. I think that's where I fucked up. Push release bearing, there's that. I need a fuel filter. I need alternator. I'll buy a fuel filter and a fuel pump. We'll need that. Let's buy an alternator, L6B, and we'll also buy a power steering pump, which is probably that. I'll take a guess and say it's that. Yep. Okay, we'll get the fuel filter there. Already bought one, that sucks. We will get a pulley, water pump pulley. We're also going to need a fan don't know a fan yet. I believe it's going to be the OHV fan. I need to get this belts. That's important. I should have looked at that before I bought it, but it'll buff. Oh, hey, I did buy the right one. Radiator fan B. Okay. Radiator fan B. That's good. And we are not finished yet because we did not work on the bottom at all. So this is a very I just completely lost my train of thoughts. Time consuming. It's a very time consuming part because you have to put the rod caps in, you have to put the bearing caps in, and it's just not very fun. But you know, it'll buff. And like I said, if in the comments of this video, let me know what y'all would want me to do. I can either keep doing this, or I can do a time lapse of me just building the engine. And now the engine is finished. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Ain't she a beauty? So what we'll do is we will take engine off. We will install it into there. We will move that, and then there's our brand new build engine. Looks good. On exhaust pipe GOHVC. Kind of thought that. So yeah. Let's go ahead and lift this thing up. I'm gonna have to go buy all the parts for it, so pads, all this stuff. I find the suspension very easy to work on actually, if it's like this, because all this stuff, you know, all this stuff that's rusted, you can all you have to do is just buy 2 of it. You just have to buy, like I said, you just have to buy 2 of it because there's obviously 2 sides to the suspension. So that's easy, of course. We'll take that off. I don't like working on suspensions, but I mean, like I said, they're easy to do because all you have to do is just take everything apart, remember what it is, and do everything. So I'm going to have to assemble the springs. Brake disc ventilator. I kind of wonder, does it have drum brakes on the back? Probably. It probably has drum brakes on the back. Somebody may have put discs on it, but I don't think so. But I want to take a guess and say that it has drum brakes on the back, which are so much more easy to work on. They're easier to work on, and they're funner to work on too. If funner is a word. Nope. We'll take the tie rod out. Take that off, and take the steering rack out. Take bushings out, take that muffler out as well. Okay, there's the cross member, front sway bar, and steering knuckle. So, I have worked on this many times, so I will just go to that, and we'll just buy 2 of everything. Front axle, knuckle cover, there's that. Need front shock absorber cap, front spring, steering knuckle C, 2 of them. I, for some reason, don't remember what suspension it was, so let's cross member E. Okay. Cross member E, front wheel hub. I want to say it was sway bar, wasn't it? It's probably sway bar B. Yep. And by that, we'll buy 2 tie rods. We'll buy 2 outer tie rods. Let's see here. I believe we need 12 rubber bushings. We need a steering rack. We need 2 end links. We need 2 upper arms. We need 2 wheel hub bearings. We need 2 wheel hub caps. And then as far as that goes, we need 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. Also need a brake servo. And then we will put all this back together. Very, very easy, very simple. Just obviously reverse the process that you did, taking it so hard. So yeah, like I said, I want to say it doesn't have disc brakes on the back because I don't know who would put disc brakes on the back. I got this. There's a couple of places in this game that you can get cars from. Most of them you saw right there. I got them from a junkyard. Got them from a scrapyard or whatever. They're cheaper to buy that way. And if you're looking for like a full project build, you know, you want to build like the whole car from scratch again, or well, not from scratch, but you know, you want to you want to do a lot of work, then the junkyard is where to get it from. And I actually need to go over here and assemble the springs. And while we're doing that, we can start on this side. Okay. That is this side of suspension good. Take that, and we'll do this side of the suspension. I have a couple, like I said, I have a couple other cars to work on, although I don't know if I'll do them or not. I have that Outrock to work on, but the thing is that with that engine, I have restored that fucking engine. I've done that engine probably 10 times. And it's the same thing every time. And you might be asking, well, if there's not a lot of engines in the game, then why do you keep playing this game at all? Well, that's a good question. I play this game to learn. That's about the best answer I can give you. I play this game to learn. I like working on cars, obviously, and you know, stuff like that. So we'll go here. It's V8 to HVF. Custom gearbox. Custom gearbox allows tuning of the gears. Also cost a lot more than a regular gearbox. We'll need a starter. With that, I don't believe they sell the exhaust pipes regularly, so you're going to have to get front exhaust pipe C here. But that's the only 2 things we're going to need to buy there, because we can get the other exhaust parts here. So it needed 2 metal mufflers, and then I believe rear muffler V8 OHV. Like I said, I wish you could leave them run on open headers, but you can't, so too bad. I'll take that off, and we will have this back good, front exhaust pipe, yep. So, as far as the tires are concerned, I'm gonna take one. Oh yeah, and see, look, drum brakes, and you can see they're much. It may not look easier, but believe me, it's way easier. I actually like working on the rear suspension. So they all have the same tire size. Rim Roadrunner 215 7015 vintage race tire B. 215 7015 215 7015 215 7015. I don't do a good job remembering that. So vintage race tire B, we need 4 of them. 215 7015. There we go. And then these aren't hard to remember. And Roadrunner, size 15. There you go. Oh, that's not right to do. What? I don't even remember having slick tires. I don't even remember having slick tires. Hold on. Yeah, it shows a picture of a slick, okay. Now it's that, we'll separate this. I don't really like the Roadrunner rims. They don't look all that good to me. But I mean, you know, it's that though. So rim to balance again. Just that. I'll balance this. I don't know why, but I always found balancing the rim or balancing tires about the same thing as like putting the rod caps on and the bearing caps, because you just kind of have to do it. Like there's no other way around. You just have to do it. So take that. We'll balance that. As far as this goes, we'll put 2 new tires on the front. And the reason I'm not showing my face is because I didn't really see a need to. I mean, you know, I figured my voice is annoying enough, so I didn't see a need to show my face. We'll do that. We'll balance that. And go ahead and put some of the rear suspension. So, brake drums obviously very easy to work on, very fun to work on actually. Like I said, I like working on back suspensions. It's repetitive, but you know, this game is repetitive though, so it's fun. Leaf springs, exhaust in the way. We cannot take leaf springs out, so we need to take smaller revolutions out on each side. That's not what I wanted to do. Just put that back in. And now we can take the leaf spring off. Let's go to this side. I'll get the tire real quick. Okay. Solid rear drive axle. I know newer cars have different rear suspension setups, but you know, like I said, I need the back fuel tank as well. I don't work on newer cars. I like working on newer cars because it's all computers and shit now. If this number is off by 0.0001, well, you know, the fucking car doesn't start. Back in the old days when cars were made like this, it didn't fucking matter. You could do anything you fucking wanted to, and it was fine. Maybe I'm pretty fucking biased. I will say I'm biased, but it was just, you can't disagree though that working on older cars is easy, because if you did say that working on older cars is harder, you're wrong. I'm sorry, but maybe it's harder for some people, but I don't see how it could be. I mean, tell me how this is hard, man. It's not. So I like working on older cars. I find working on older cars funner, easier. But yeah, like I said, it didn't matter what you did to cars back then. Didn't matter, because they would run with anything. You could put, I was wrong. You could put, I mean, take the Chevy 350 small block for example, and yes, I'm a Chevy guy. I love Chevy more than any other brand, but that's not important. Take the small block 350 for example. Probably their best selling V8 engine ever. It's in everything. It really is in it's in a lot of old muscle cars nowadays. And the reason it is because it would fit in anything. That engine would go in anything you put it in. Because it worked in anything, especially the GM brand. Chevy, Buick, Oldsmobile, I don't know. I think Oldsmobile was under GM. Stuff like that. It would go in anything. Pontiac, you know. The small block 350 was Chevy's most famous engine. And we'll just take Oldsmobile. We'll just take Oldsmobile, Buick, and Chevy for example. Take a look at the 88 Monte Carlo, 87 Regal, and 88 Olds 442. They all look very, very close to each other, and that's what I'm saying. All GM's parts were almost all interchangeable under GM's, cars. GM owned, that's General Motors. They owned all of those car companies. And then obviously there were different car companies within General Motors, like Chevy, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick. There were different car companies under General Motors. But that's just, I don't even know where that started from. But anyway, we are going to put the battery in. I bought a brake servo. I see that I didn't put the fucking drive shaft in. Buy radiator C. I don't even think I bought a drive shaft, so hold on a second. Drive shaft. I'm gonna have to put that back on. First we will fill the engine up with oil. Because if you forget to do that, this whole build could go good, but then this whole build could go bad if you don't put oil in your car. So that's good. The tires on this, I would say that this is the only car that those tires work on. I don't know why, but I just don't like those rims, man. I'd much rather see a set of rallies or something. Rally. I don't know if rallies would work on this car either. But rallies work on everything else, though. Rallies are awesome rims. Take that rear window out. Right body window. Left body window. And that's not be easy because we can just buy one of everything. We're not to the interior yet. Body shop, and then we'll type in Roadrunner, and there's all your stuff. There you go. A whole lot of money spent in a very short amount of time. But yeah, like I said though, when you're doing a restoration like this though, it's not hard because you can just buy one of everything. Body window, trunk, rear window, and don't worry, I'm going to repaint the car of this color. Or I don't know. I'll take a look at the different colors. What I should do is I should look online and see what all this car, like what all colors this car came in. So we'll do that. We'll move cars to. We'll just put it over there because we need to work on the interior. Interior symbol, front, bench, and steering wheel. So what came out of it was a steering wheel 15. I believe the bench stuff is Roadrunner. Probably should. I mean, it should be. That's wrong. So bench Roadrunner. I really hope that's not a waste. The steering wheel that came out of it was steering wheel 15. Which was that. I really hope this is the right interior stuff. That's Roadrunner. That's Roadrunner. Steering wheel. Yeah. It is the right interior stuff. So yeah, there's that. And sit there. That's cool. I like that. That's really cool. And of course, that Hemi just fucking roars. Don't worry, I'll take it out. I'll take it out. Don't worry, you ain't gotta worry about that. So there's that. So we need to now move it to the paint shop. I believe that's everything. Should be everything. We'll see what kind of stuff they do. I'll probably end up just repainting that color because, I mean, I did not know that was in there. Okay. Mats, Pearl, Chameleon, Chrome, Metallic. We'll just do metallic. And that'll be interesting. Ooh, that doesn't look too bad actually. See, it just looks so good, dude. I mean, look at that. That's that Hemi orange. That is the Hemi orange. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, but I have to keep it that though. There is radiator C missing from that. Yeah, that's cool. I only need that. Yep, that's better. So let's keep in mind 425 horsepower. That is the stock for a Hemi engine. 426 anyway. So we'll dyno it and see what she pulls. Holy shit. Stock 425, 4810 RPM. Measured engine power 764. Oh my lord. Okay, that's fun. Yep. What, 425 doubled is 850, so we didn't come close to doubling it. Although, if we could add another 100 horsepower somehow, we would double it. I believe. We would more than double it actually. But anyway, so this is what I always like to do when I'm finished working on cars, finished painting them, dynoing them. The final thing I'll do to them is take them to the speed track, which is, you know, just another name for a drag strip. And Jesus, this video is almost 50. Well, no, it is 50 minutes. Okay. I need to work on cars faster. I didn't realize that this video would be this long. If you look at the speedometer, you can see it bounces at yeah, it bounces at 240 kilometers, which I'm gonna look that up real quick because I don't fucking speak not Imperial. So let's look at 240 kilometers per hour is equivalent to 150 miles an hour. So we were doing 150 right there, and if you noticed, it would have kept going. I bet this thing would have no problem reaching probably 3 at least. And as you can see, we can add up to 10 gears. It needs 5. It needs 6 gears at least. So we'll save tune. 242, 65, 120, 183, 242, 275, 324. And they all seem pretty spaced out to me. Take it back to the speed track and we'll see what it pulls this time. Because it wasn't nowhere near done. I mean, it would have kept going, and it will keep going. This will keep going. Look, listen, that transmission in first gear has a trouble. What did that say? 313? I think that said 313. $313. So we were doing 240 at 150 miles an hour. So there we were doing 313 kilometers at 195 miles per hour. So we were almost going 200 in miles an hour right there. Yep, this thing is fast. This thing is fucking fast. It's quick. So what we'll do is we will move it to parking, and then I'm going to go to parking to monitor it. I don't have a plan for the next episode because I don't even know if this is going to do good. It depends on what you guys want. So obviously in the comments of this video, tell me 2 things. Number 1, tell me tell me number 1 if you want to see more of this, and if yeah, number 2, tell me, would you rather me keep doing what I'm doing, as in, you know, I'll talk to you guys like while I'm doing it, or number 2, I can do a time lapse of it. And yeah, this looks way better. Looks much better. I have a thing for orange cars. As you can see, that's orange, and that's orange. Although these can be orange because they're Hemi cars, they're Mopar cars. This is Camaro also made an orange car, although I believe that this is a more respectable orange. And so yeah, if if I see in the comments, you know, this video does good or whatever, I will either decide whether to work on this and fix this up, or I will go to the junkyard, and I'll go to the junkyard and buy another car, because as you can see, it has that fucking engine. That engine, I've worked on that fucking engine so many times. But anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I say, comment, like, subscribe. Tell me if you want to see more of this. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.